This site gives us the chance to experience the mystery of migration, and Birds Canada is working hard to understand more about migration ecology. What have we learned about how migratory birds are using this place that we call Hulitsum or Shishemkun or Brunswick Point or largely Roberts Bank?
This area of Brunswick Point is globally significant to a range of bird species. It's a Western Hemisphere shorebird reserve network site in terms of the over 1 million shorebirds that rely on the site, and it's also a important bird area for the hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands, depending on the species you're looking at, geese and waterfowl that are overwintering here. We recently discovered the importance of the site for migratory shorebirds such as western sandpiper, which are stopping over here as part of their long-distance migration to feed on a substance known as biofilm. And within that biofilm is essential fatty acids such as omega fatty acids that you would add to your diet as a supplement. These birds are relying on this fatty acid to power their long-distance migrations and making a really key site in the global context.
So they're coming here to eat the biofilm that we find right here at Brunswick Point.
So the thing that's exciting about this site is particular influences of the Fraser River on the marine system of the Salish Sea. So you have this mixing of saltwater and freshwater that are triggering productions of these higher levels of these essential fatty acids. Here we still have that natural connectivity between the river and the sea that allows this remarkable productivity.
Wow. Let's imagine I'm one of the 500,000 western sandpipers that come to this place in the spring. What's it like for me?
Well, I mean, first off, remember, you're going to be exhausted. They've made a long-distance flight from Peru, and so they're hungry and tired. So they see these big mudflats, which are extremely rare. I mean, less than 2% of BC's coast is estuarine habitat, and none of it as big as these mudflats off the delta that we have. So they see this and they're like, oh, this looks like a great opportunity to finally settle down and find some more food that allow them to make this next big long jump to the Copper River Delta in Alaska.
It's so neat to get a sense of how the Fraser River Estuary fits into a connected global system for birds, and that we're just one stop on a journey. So we talked about the birds that are traveling through, but there are birds that nest here too.
Right. So, I mean, the intertidal marsh habitats are great nesting sites for things like marsh wrens. And then we also have some shorebird species as well that use the delta and the Brunswick Point area as nesting habitats. So killdeer are an example of a ground nester that will be nesting either on the agricultural lands or even sometimes along the dike.
Let's imagine I'm nesting killdeer at Brunswick Point. What's it like for me?
Extremely stressful for a nesting killdeer or any nesting bird this time of year. They really are trying their best not to be discovered in terms of other birds or other sources of predation from raccoons or rats or other mammals. And so the killdeer as a ground nester is relying heavily on camouflage. And so their eggs blend into the ground extremely well, and the birds themselves also blend in extremely well. And so every time there's something that goes by, they will freeze and hope that they don't get noticed by what's going by. If you get too close to a nesting site for a killdeer, you'll start to see a broken wing display from the nesting adult as they attempt to lure you away from their nest.
What can we do to help the killdeer or other birds that are using the site as we walk here?
If you see a nesting bird, keep your distance, be respectful, and let them have a lot of space as they're trying to raise their young. If you come back to the same nest time and time again, it starts to cue predators that there might be something of interest there, so try and stay away as much as possible. Also keep your pets under control, so keep your dog on a leash and train your cat to be on a leash, or if you don't feel you can do that, keep your cats indoors, because those are major threats to nesting birds as well.
James, I've heard you say that it's up to the community to act together to ensure the continued existence of this place. Let's start with the individual person, how can an individual person walk quietly here and help this place?
Well, walking quietly, I think, is the first step in that journey of protecting this place as an individual. Being aware and learning about the site is a key step in that journey. Take a moment to reflect on the enjoyment and the peace and the calm that come from this site and share that with others as well.